Welcome everyone to Well That's Horrific, a podcast about anything and everything horror. I am your co-host, Mr.S.
And I'm Tom Cruz.
And this is episode 14.
Yes.
Episode 14. Time is flying by, my friend. Time is flying by, but
episode 1-4. I feel like
I'm enjoying it. Let's keep it going. Let's keep moving forward.
It definitely feels like time has been flying.
Yes. This week's episode, we're going to be talking about Umma. I think I'm saying it right. Umma.
Umma?
Yes. Umma is a horror film that was released this year, 2022, from Stage 6 Studios. It stars Sandra Oh, and if you don't know who she is, you should feel ashamed of yourself because she's an amazing and gifted actress. All those Grey's fans out there, she's in Grey's Anatomy, and I know everyone loves that show.
That's where everybody knows her from.
Yeah, but she's in a lot of stuff. Killing Eve.
Yeah,
and,
Killing Eve. That's
Killing Eve.
one.
Disney movies, a lot of Disney movies, and
the
but
two
she's
that I know her
great.
from are Killing Eve and Grey's Anatomy. That's like where everybody knows her from. I feel like. But
she's great. This movie is produced by Sam Raimi.
Yeah, I mean that's what drew us to this movie. It was once we saw Sam Raimi, we gotta give it a chance, right?
His name is kind of like flaunted on there, even on the poster and the cover. I'm like, yo, that's dope. That's dope.
Imagine we're excited for Doctor Strange, and in the meantime, we got another Sam Raimi movie.
yes, sir. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna be talking about this week. I posted it on Instagram. We posted on Instagram talking about what we're gonna do moving forward. So this way, there's no surprises. So you guys can watch it beforehand. So if you did, great. If you didn't, if you want, watch it. Come back here. But spoilers as always.
Yes.
With that being said, with that out of the way, Tom Cruise, you want to start us off?
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and read what this movie's about. Amanda and her daughter live in a quiet life on an American farm, but when the remains of her estranged mother arrive from Korea, Amanda becomes haunted by the fear of turning into her own mother. Pretty straightforward. I didn't even I didn't see the trailer for this. We already knew that we wanted to watch it, so I just jumped right in. It's a drama horror mystery directed by Iris K. Shim.
Yeah, written and directed by, yep.
Correct, and then produced by Sam Raimi. Yeah, so kind of just diving right into this one. I kind of knew what I was expecting, right? Gave me a lot of vibes of a lot of other, well, not to say what this movie is about immediately, but it's generational trauma. That's what the entire movie is about.
Right.
And I've seen a lot of these sort of movies. I know Disney recently made a movie, and it had a short up front with it was the two raccoons. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
No idea.
I think it played in the beginning of Encanto. If you haven't seen that, but it's
I'm going to. I haven't yet.
Yeah. So there's this little animated short that it's about two raccoons, and it kind of gives you some of the same ideas that you see here. So, well, jumping straight right in, we meet the protagonist. Her name is Amanda, of course, and I guess it starts off, you get kind of sort of like a flashback. There's something going on with electricity. We don't know what's going on there. And then you see she's living in a farm with her daughter and kind of secluded from everything else.
Right.
And slowly things start to happen. I'll let you continue from there.
Yeah, so I just want to point out, this movie, it has a runtime of 1 hour and 23 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's a short movie.
It's a short movie, and I don't know if that's why I appreciated the tone of this movie. I feel like a lot of things in this movie happen pretty quickly. There's always something going on. I felt like there was no gap. That's one thing I really appreciated about it. Like you said, you mentioned in the beginning, there's something going on with electricity. We don't know what's happening. We get this.
It definitely keeps you intrigued.
It keeps you intrigued, and there's also this not a flashback. You can call it a flashback of a girl, being abused, in the closet, and then she's holding this torn, cable from the lamp.
It all happens so fast that you can.
It's very
even
quick,
notice.
in the intro sequence, when they still have titles going around, just gives you the indication that there's a girl that's being abused. It kind of relates to the title of the whole premise of this movie. So right off the bat, there's a tone there that you kind of take with you throughout this whole movie. So I guess I appreciated that. But it stems from there. That whole opening sequence just stems from there. Then we introduced Amanda, Sandra Oh's character in her bed.
She wakes up from like a nightmare, basically.
From a nightmare, right? And I guess reminiscing to that opening flashback. That scene, I guess, and things happen from there.
Yeah, I feel like everything starts off in this movie and it's like a good tone, right? Although she has that nightmare, she wakes up. Everything is kind of good. Her and her daughter have at least at the beginning of the movie. I mean, you don't really know entirely what's going on with her daughter, but it seems like it's all like good vibes. Nothing really bad happens until the uncle stops. Basically, the uncle drives by the daughter.
He's a friend. He's not an uncle.
Well, he says he's her uncle. No?
Her uncle, yeah, but yeah.
Oh wait, sorry. I'm sorry. I think we're confusing the characters. I mean the actual uncle, not the friend.
Oh, the Korean guy. The Korean guy. Okay,
yes,
my fault.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
No, the friend. You're right. You do see him, and briefly they talk about how the success of the honey that they're doing. You know that they're harvesting bees and they're making honey. Apparently, somebody, some social influencer posted the honey, and now they're selling good honey. Like they're selling.
We get an idea of where they are, how they live, what they do for a living, and how how they live, like how they get their supplies, and how they're isolated from everybody and all that stuff. So
but I guess what I was trying to say is I felt like you don't really start to notice the flaw in their relationship until that uncle comes by, until the Korean uncle comes by. Like I guess you realize, she's living secluded and everything, but she seemed happy, at least the daughter and everything. And then slowly the uncle comes by, drops off the stuff, and then you start getting more and more revelations. Like the daughter wants to apply to college. Her mom doesn't want her to leave to college, and she confronts the friend that you're referring to and says, "Hey, I did this all for her. She wanted when she was younger, she wanted to have bees, and we ended up doing all of this. I never saw this coming. It's like, how could you do this? Like, and he's like, I didn't do anything. She asked me for a college application, so I gave it to it. Right. I gave it to her, and it's crazy to me because you also see her writing in this college application, and since they're so like isolated from not only people but technology, she has to type on a typewriter.
Yeah, Amanda, Sandra Oh's character,
she tells her daughter.
Yeah, says not even her daughter, but to everyone who's like around her, says that she can't be near electricity because she gets sick. Yeah. So that's why there's no phones. That's why the power is always off. They run around the house with candles and
so you also do get that early on. So after she has that nightmare, she goes ahead and grabs a lamp or something.
Yeah.
And stores it in the room where the what do you call it? Basically where she has all her electric appliances.
Like an underground basement
and shuts off and shuts off the circuit breaker for like the only light that was in that room. So you do get to see that early on, and you got a feeling like there's something going on, but you don't really know what's the story behind it till later on. Bless you.
Thank you.
And then I feel like once the uncle comes to visit, and you start getting more and more revelations, like something went on with her mother, and you have a feeling of what we saw early on, the abuse.
Yeah.
And then there's apparently like a ceremony that she wants him to perform.
Right. So. As a viewer, we know obviously what the movie's called, and we know like the premise of it a little bit, like again the intro sequence. But now there's concrete evidence that what's about to happen in this movie is because of this visit by her actual uncle, and it's not a pleasant one. It's not a pleasant one for her at all. The uncle is very disgusted with her, like where have you been, like it was hard to find you, and
it's like this family heritage thing where she's like betrayed them somehow by leaving, but at the same time obviously she was abused by her mother, which you slowly start to get the feeling of, you get the early hint. And he drops off her remains and mentions the ceremony that she's supposed to conduct for her mother, and that's kind of where, she asked him to leave. And then this is where, like, he warns her. I was like, she's going to be, she's unsettled until you lay her to rest. And it's only going to get worse every night.
Yeah.
And then slowly things start to happen in the house. And this is, like, kind of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah. this is where like things really start kicking up, and like you have an idea of why. Obviously, the box. You know, her daughter comes home, because her daughter had went to Danny. Danny is their friend, the guy who like Amanda pays to get them supplies for their honey business, and you know, she went there because she needed more stuff because obviously, like you mentioned before, like it's getting more popular, her honey. So as she's going there, like as she's coming back, when she comes back, she's like, "What is this?" You know, mom and all that stuff, and she's just like, she takes it, she puts it in the closet, she wants nothing to do with it. We know that her daughter knows nothing about her past, why she's obviously isolated, and why she's doing the things that she does for her.
Yeah, she's just been covering everything up, and with one lie on top of another, just basically saying like,
"Can I say something? I want to say something." I don't know, for those who watch the movie, is it? I don't think it's a bad thing what she did.
What?
Like, I don't know. I feel like what she did for her, is what she said she did. Like she was saying, like, I did this all for you. You know, like
yes and no. Yes and no.
You, and I'm just like, yo, you do you. Like, you're a mom. You know?
It could have been worse. It could have been worse. You ever seen that?
It could have been worse. Yeah.
We spoke about this movie not too long ago. The Sarah Paulson movie where she holds her daughter back.
Run. No, not Run.
Something like that. Something like that.
With the wheelchair.
Yeah, that was much worse. But it's the same idea. Like, you know, she was holding her back to school. Like, she didn't want her to go to college. She wanted her to live with her forever. And it's kind of thing, like, you got to let the person grow up to be who they want to be. And you can't just, you know, stay with you all the time just because, you know.
True. Obviously true. Like, I'm not saying she was right. But, like, I also can't really find anything, not anything bad, but, like, she said that she couldn't do it on her own in the beginning. So maybe she just wants to protect her, you know? Like,
no, you're right.
So, yeah.
I think you're right to a certain degree. I think it was getting to the point where it would have been bad if you're like, you know, you can't go to college. You know what I mean? You can't do anything. You got to live here. You're basically forcing the person to live a life that's not theirs. But it never got there, thankfully. And then, so as we're watching this movie now, you know, slowly she starts to see her mom everywhere, and we got my favorite scene, which is this one right here. Yeah. So she has this mask that, you know, the suit for the honey. And you see her, you know, beekeeping a little bit, and she puts on the mask during one scene, and you just immediately see her mom standing in front of her with this creepy mask. Great shot, absolutely great shot. That's a lot of great shots here with her mom just appearing in certain places. You get to see her sitting down on the couch all of a sudden, or sitting down in the chair. There's the one of her on the window.
Great scares, great jump scares. Great, like very simple.
And not even just scares. Like the atmosphere was like
the atmosphere, the what you call it, the suspense. There was a lot of suspense there, and a lot of like small. It kind of was like reminiscent of The Conjuring, like with the whole window. You know, when she's up in the window, I'm like, yo, that's eerie. You know, it's very eerie. So I was like,
they did a lot with very little. And
yeah.
One of my favorite things that they got to do is you kind of get to express that generational trauma with all three of them. So you get get Amanda and her mom, and then you get Amanda's daughter and Amanda, of course. Amanda's daughter's named Chris, right?
Chrissy.
Chrissy. So you get Chrissy and Amanda, and you get Amanda and her mom. I mean, I don't know if there's really much more we can say unless we want to really dive deep into like every particular scene. There's a lot that happens in the third act. At first, I didn't know where it was going, but I actually did like the way it ended. I thought it was gonna be a little anticlimactic.
Okay, so I think this is where we disagree, because I think it was anticlimactic.
I thought if it would have ended with her just not being dragged into the grave and having that conversation with her mom, I would have been upset. But at least she had that conversation with her mom.
Okay, so this is interesting. This is a good conversation to have, I think, about this third act.
Because I feel like the entire movie was about that trauma, and once they're able to move past that trauma, like, then it's over. So what did you want? You wanted them to like kill the grandma somehow?
Well, so here's my thing. I'm an hour into the movie. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that I'm learning. There's a lot, you know, that's also placed on Chris herself. You know, like she just finds out that her mom is not really her mom. Her grandparents are just made up, you know, names. And then she still stays, which is weird to me, whatever. But you mean to tell me this whole movie could have just ended if she just been like, yo, mom, I understand your pain? Like, have you ever heard of immigration? Like, I'm first generation here. Like, my mom struggled when she came here too.
I know.
16 years old, no school, no job, married young, all that stuff. And it's like, you can't tell me like that's the whole reason. And then also the dragging scene. I guess it was a reference of Drag Me to Hell, sure. But like, was she not in the grave? Like, was she able to breathe that whole time? Or like, I was confused about that.
I didn't think about the logistics like that much. But what I meant more so is like it's always tough to have that conversation. So it's more so like getting there. It's like when this sort of thing exists, you don't just have that conversation with your mom. You know what I mean? It's deeper than that.
You rather be abused because you come to a foreign country.
But it's not her. It's the mom. The mom is the one that feels some type of way.
But that's what I know. But that's what I'm trying to say to you. So this would have all been resolved. She wouldn't have been abused if she just sat down and said, "Mom, I understand what immigration is. Like, I understand your hardships here. Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, she went through all that pain, all that scare.
It's not that easy, bro. Her mom went through some shit and tortured her. As a kid, you're not gonna just talk to your mom. She just tortured you. Like, you want to run away from her, of course.
I don't know, and
I think you're seeing it as easier than it should have been. Like, easier than it should have been. I think you're saying it like it's an easy conversation to have. And I think it's deeper than that, and they did a lot of. Obviously, they put a lot of Korean culture into this, and a lot of aspects. But I think the idea behind it is just like it's a tough conversation. It's not something where you could like. As a mother, you're not always willing to have that conversation, and the same way she wasn't. She was hiding everything from her daughter. Amanda was hiding everything from her daughter. The grandmother was also hiding everything from her. They didn't really have that conversation.
I guess I get what you're saying. I still feel like I needed a secret. I needed something there to be like, yo, that. I mean, it sounds wrong, but fine, you can abuse her for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But like, what? Like, you had some hardships. Grow up. It's America. This land of opportunity. Second, my second, I guess, issue is that when Amanda is like, she's obviously like, her mom is there, right? Like, she has her mat. Yeah, she's like possessed. Like, what does she say to her? Like, "Mom, this isn't you," and then boom, that's it.
Yeah, that did seem real easy.
That's it. Like, you telling me that was all?
She kind of not. That's where you see that part of the movie got me upset because I thought, is this it? Like, that's it? She's just gonna wake up like that easy?
Exactly.
But then, to me, at least in my end, I felt like, okay, at least something else is happening. Like, if it would have just ended there, and even that, another big question is like, what does the ending of this movie imply? Does it imply that it's over with, or no? Because you do see the mother like watching them over at the end, no?
Right.
You see like her I forgot what it's called. The little suit that she wears, the little robe.
The little robe. Yeah. That's a good question. Because it's a valid question. Like, I don't know why they put that there. I don't think they're gonna make another sequel to this movie.
I don't think they should.
I think that's just a classic horror ending. Just to give it to the fans.
Just to include
do what you want with it. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I did like this movie. I wasn't bored with this movie. I like the elements of this movie. I like the suspense. I like the acting. I thought the cast for the girl, what's her name? I gotta see her name again. But the one who played Chrissy, Fievel Stewart. I think she was a great cast for the type of character they were going for. I felt bad for her, man. I felt bad for her. Like, when she goes and meets Danny's niece, and she's like, you're very pretty, and then she comes home with some like lipstick or something. Like she felt bad. Like, she's never known. Yeah, she doesn't know what a phone was. Like, I'm like, yo, that's tough. At the end, man.
She finally gets a phone.
Yeah, man. She wants to go to college. She's trying to apply with a typewriter. It's just like, whoa.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I feel like I always struggle with these sort of movies when there's like a small cast, because I don't know, something about indie movies, right? When it's very small scale, and it kind of like, I don't know, it feels weird to me. It feels a little strange, but I feel like this movie did do it very well. I don't know if it's because it was a short movie, so it was only an hour and 20 minutes, but I don't think this was necessarily an indie movie, was it? I don't know, based on the actual.
I wouldn't say so. No. I wouldn't say so.
To give you something that was an indie movie that I feel like did do a really good job with a small cast, even though it did have a decent amount in the background. It Follows. It Follows did a great job.
It
It
follows,
didn't even
man.
feel like a fucking indie movie to me.
Nah, it did not. I guess because that's a different. I feel like movies that have a weird and a new concept of horror is always intriguing. It's. I feel like it could never fail. Whether it's like, It Follows with the whole weird curse and sex thing.
Unless you try to do the Malignant route, and then you're like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, that wasn't really new. But
exactly. It wasn't new, and it was horrible. And then you also have stuff like Bird Box. Like Bird Box is a different,
yes
type
and no,
of
because
horror.
didn't we have something else that was similar to Bird Box?
Quiet Place.
Yeah,
it's like
Quiet Place
inverted. Like instead of it's like the hearing instead. But still, it was like interesting.
Yeah, it was. I did like that movie. I like Boy and Girl. Right, that's their name.
Boy, yeah,
I absolutely love that. But yeah, I mean, what do you give this movie in terms of a rating?
All right, so let's have a review here. So acting was great.
Yes.
Suspense was great.
Yes.
Story was great.
Yes.
I mean, not great, but there was a story there, like, and you followed it. You know,
there was there was a story. There was a theme to the movie. Yes.
Yes, there was a certain tone that I really appreciated from the very beginning. The third act,
so you was a little anticlimactic. I think I agree. I can agree that it's a little anticlimactic. Maybe not as much as you think it is, but I do agree that it's a little anticlimactic.
But honestly, I would probably give it a 7, man. I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7.
That sounds about accurate. I was gonna say 7.
And to be quite honest with you, I wasn't all thrilled to watch it too. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't all thrilled. I was like,
It was on my list. So this was on my list not only because of Sam Raimi. It was Sam Raimi, but somebody had mentioned it to me as well, and I had it on my list on like movies to watch. So I was like, all right, we're gonna watch this week. Let's do it. Yeah. I wasn't like thrilled to watch it, but once I sat down and started watching it, I did find myself very interested. So it kept me watching it. I would give it a 7.5. I'm not gonna say it's absolutely amazing. The ending is a little anticlimactic. For me, again, small cast, small scope. It feels a little strange, but that's just me. But if you see it as what it is, I think it's a good movie. I would recommend it in terms of
watch it. I recommend it too. I think it's cool. It's good for the horror franchise.
Yeah, definitely.
How about that?
Yeah.
Genre. I'm sorry, horror genre. But that's that. So if you haven't watched it, Umma, watch it.
Which, by the way, if you didn't know by now, means mom.
Mom, yes, it means mom in Korean. Great, great stuff.
Yes.
What are we moving on to?
So, we are going to talk about Child's Play Season 2.
What? Yes, sir. Child's Play Season 2. You sent me that tweet. What was that tweet, man?
Damn it, I don't even have it pulled up anymore.
Don Mancini, they were just, he was kind of not foreshadowing. He was kind of playing around, saying, "Yo, first day on set. I think Chucky's around here. I gotta go." Like it was like a little quick teaser, enough to get you like, "Yo, let's go."
Season 2 is coming this year.
Yeah, man. This fall. What are your thoughts, man? What do you feel? Are you hype or you're not? Are you?
I'm excited. I would say I'm more excited than I was for the first season, but I'm more interested to see how they follow up. Yes. So I don't know how you continue this, and I think we mentioned it when last time we spoke about this. Is how do you make this into, I guess, more than one or more season, now a second season, possibly a third season. How do you do that, right? Like that's really what it comes down to, and I guess I'm interested to see how the story continues, and this is actually the picture that Don Mancini tweeted out as well after that same announcement.
Right. I'm excited. I'm excited. Like you, I think you're right. I'm more excited than I was the first season because I did not give this a chance the first season. I was like, I don't know how they're gonna do this. Why they're even doing this? But they, made me eat my words. And it was a great season. I was definitely interested in it. You ask, what'd you ask? You said, I don't know what they're gonna do for season 2. The way it ended, I feel like they have a lot to talk about with Tiffany's doll and all the
Tiffany's
other dolls
doll's coming back.
Yeah, so I think that's where it's going to stem from, which is fine. I see something like that going on. But I'm interested to see, characters, returning.
I guess my fear is more so like, if they go that route, how far are they taking this, right? We're season 2. I don't want it to get too complicated, and then
I say
season
it
3,
sticks
season
with the
4.
originals, with Andy. With Andy being there and on the truck and all that stuff. So I feel like there's definitely ties there that we haven't seen. I do predict there will be more flashbacks like the first season. But I don't
think
know.
If you want my honest opinion, I think the best thing they can do is do this season and maybe segue it into movies again.
I agree. I don't want a third season. I think without even seeing what the season's going to happen, 2 seasons is fine. You were successful, very successful with the first one, and it was on streaming services. I mean, it was on cable, not streaming services. So you were successful in that aspect. So let's see what you do with season 2. A lot of people are hyped up. A lot of people are like, yo, I'm going to watch this because I was stupid like season 1, like me. And don't drag this. Please don't drag this. If it has
That's
to be,
my fear.
If it has to be 7 episodes and you complete your story and it's like very entertaining, very horrific, leave it at that. Don't drag this at all and don't make another season. And I agree with you. It would be dope if it went into like another movie, but I don't think they would do that. Because why have these then? Why have these?
No, I just feel like again. So, here's the thing: is it's eventually at this point it is a cash grab, right? They've done so many movies that
absolutely.
How do you not say it's a cash grab, right? Like you're not doing it for the sake of the story, even though I'm sure Don Mancini has stories forever, but obviously this is TV now. This is episodes,
right?
So I guess my fear is it's just gonna get really strange, really really convoluted. And I feel like I would prefer if they're gonna bring a wrap to Chucky, which is probably best they do it like at a certain time. They would end it with a movie. I don't think they should end it with a series. I mean, they could.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's a very valid point. That's a valid point. Like if you're gonna end it with a bang, with a movie. How you came into the field horror genre, end it the same way. I'm with it. Do I see it happening? I don't know. But
I don't know. I just can't see myself like, 5 seasons of this is gonna be like. I don't think it'll work.
Yeah.
And Chucky's already made it this long. Like it's one of those things where like I would have loved a Chucky remake to actually be good. Because they could have done something different, right? But now that they're still continuing this, and it's Don Mancini's story, it's just like. It's going on for. It's like imagine if they were still doing Friday the 13th, or even Halloween. Imagine if they were still continuing it based on like the original storyline, or like like not only like you see how Halloween skips some movies. Imagine if it was like, continuing Resurrection still. Wouldn't you be like, what's going on? Like time to do something different. It's gonna get stale.
My thing is, I see what you're saying. I agree. To a certain degree. The reason why I say that is because I feel like other movies so that's what Chucky hasn't done, is it hasn't dismissed any other movies. It hasn't continued from a certain point in their timeline, right?
It takes everything into account.
But you know why though? Because I feel like Don Mancini has been part of every project.
Yeah.
That's
you're
why.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right, but here's another thing to know. If the Child's Play movie, the remake would have done well, they wouldn't have continued this. I don't think they would. If Child's Play remake ends up being good, gets a whole bunch of views, which I don't think it was a bad movie. I just think the fucking doll was disgusting. I think if that movie was successful, you get them continuing doing that, and you probably don't get many more Child's Play movies.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not saying that like I don't want them to. I can't imagine them continuing this for too long, even if I like it.
The fanboy in me is like, yes, give me more Chucky. I've known Chucky for so long. Give me more Chucky. I like Chucky.
You're gonna be your grandchildren watching the same story.
Nah.
I remember when the first Chucky came out.
But the ideal individual that I am, get it. I think you probably either give it a rest for a little bit. If you want to rewrite, get a group of people, rewrite it, and then if you want to revamp or whatever you want to do, remake, do it right, and I would say forget some of these corny, forget Seed of Chucky, forget.
They didn't even forget that one. That's still in the story.
I know, man. And where is his kid? I forgot.
I don't know, but he mentions that he has a kid.
Yeah, I know, but where is he? I forgot where he. I know
he got it to the body of a little boy, I think.
Sick. But Chucky season 2, if you're a fan, watch it this fall. I think it's coming out. I will be watching it. You know, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think about how Chucky should move forward. Obviously, let us know what you think about season 1, season 2 upcoming. But you know, what do you think is the end of Chucky? You know, do you see them continuing this for 5, 6, 7 seasons? Do you see them, you know, just ending this after this run, or maybe another movie? Let us know.
Let us know. Let us know.
What do we have next, Mr. S?
I don't know if I'm gonna like this.
What do you mean?
We have some Halloween ends teasers, information, something. I don't know.
Nick Castle teases that Halloween Ends will have a surprising conclusion.
Can I start?
I saw some crazy theories on Twitter. I already love this.
No,
somebody
don't do
said,
that.
Somebody
Please
says,
don't do that. Don't tell me.
Somebody said Michael Myers possesses Jamie Lee Curtis. Or
whack.
Michael Myers takes off the mask and it's Jamie Lee Curtis underneath.
That's whack. That would be horrible. I
love it.
Here's my thing. If I know the mask is gonna have significance because it already does. Anything possessing, that's whack. Anything I know Michael is supposed to be
supernatural.
Supernatural. I know he's supernatural, but it's not gonna be any curse shit. Anything related to the curse of Michael Myers, if there's any element in this movie regarding that, I am out. I'm telling you, I'm out.
Gonna walk out of the theater. All right, I don't know how this is gonna end. I mean, and they make it seem like maybe it's gonna end on a note where Michael still wins. If I had to guess based on what they're saying, I don't know.
Nick Castle, he did what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to drag the fans. Yeah, he's supposed to drag the fans in. He's supposed to have people discuss this, you know, and he's supposed to make it fun. You know, make it fun because it's ending. You know.
Yeah. So let me read you the direct quote. He says, "Green will have a very surprising storyline." So I'm guessing he means David Gordon Green. Yeah. Ending for everyone. It's absolutely something I don't think you would have ever guessed in terms of the way it's going to unroll. I don't know. I find that interesting.
I believe him, though. I feel like I believe him. I feel like whatever we're thinking, it's not going to be that.
I said this before.
That may mean he's not going to die.
That's what I'm guessing. Yeah. But here's the thing: is this is supposed to be the ending, right? I don't know. They're not supposed to continue it moving forward. Even though I told you, if this movie does well, I don't see them just saying, "Let's not make another movie." They'll probably just get another director to do it. But whatever.
Not fast though. Not fast. I would probably wait 5 years, I think, or something like that.
Oh, you're telling me if this movie sells like $1 billion in the box office, they're not going to announce a sequel the very next day?
Why the fuck not? I would love it. I would love it.
The very next day, you'll be like, "We're making another movie." They're going to be like, "Hell yes." With the amount of money that it takes for this movie to actually make and the amount of money they make from it, there's no way. Now, so looking at this picture, right? This is not a picture from the actual Halloween Ends, but we don't have anything on it yet. We don't really have a picture, a poster, a trailer, a teaser, not even a fucking glimpse at the soundtrack. Nothing.
That's great. I'm happy about that for right now because then I don't want stuff being revealed or whatnot. I don't know. There's a lot of people who just so hard on spoilers. Like, what do you get from spoiling? Nothing. I don't know who you are.
I just want to speculate here. Like what?
I want to speculate also.
What's the ending? Does Jamie Lee Curtis? All right, here's the real question: does Jamie Lee Curtis survive? Does Laurie Strode survive?
Yes. So if she doesn't survive, he can't either. That's my thing. Does
Alice survive?
Yeah, she survives.
What about what's her name? The other girl.
Lindsay?
Yeah, Lindsay.
Nah, she should die.
She's dying.
Only because it would make it more real. I feel. I'm being honest.
Tommy
I feel like Tommy deserved that. I have a question. Do you think, or was it out there? I'm not quite sure. You can fact check me on this. Do you think before COVID, David Gordon Green had a different story for this? Or is it because of COVID, he changed it, he made the gap, and then it's like, yo, let me just end it a different way. Do you think, or no?
I think he had the ending. He might have changed certain things because of COVID, but I don't think he changed the ending because of COVID, if that's what you're asking.
Interesting, okay. Because this jump and there's a jump, and then mentioning COVID too. That's gonna play a role. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm being quite honest with you. I feel like that's gonna probably kill it for me.
I agree too, and I don't know. I think I told you this when I saw the movie. It's just like, where has he been this entire time? Like, how can you disappear for 4 years or whatever? And like, Michael Myers doesn't just disappear. Like, that's not in him. He would have still been killing people.
Unless they pull some Halloween 5 crap and say he slept for 4 years.
Yeah, but he's like, he would have still been killing people, and he was alive and walking in the last time we saw him. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's predict. Let's make predictions. Let's have not final because it's so early. We don't know anything that's going on. We don't have, like you said, any information. I feel like
we're gonna talk about this again once they release a teaser or something.
But right now, let's have initial. How about this? We'll call them initial predictions. How about that?
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, and by the way, everyone, if you are watching this, and you have predictions, please let us know what your predictions are for Halloween Ends. We would love to share it with everybody, and also we would love to kind of just learn. I think that'd be great. I feel like some people have some crazy theories, and I'd be interested in it. I have 2 theories. You ready? You're not ready. You're ready.
Yep.
All right. First theory is they both die. That's the only way you can end it. They both die. Laurie dies, he dies, but he gets like blown up. He doesn't get a fire, he doesn't get shot or decapitated. Maybe they might go back to H2O, you never know. Whatever.
Yep.
My second theory, Michael Myers ends up winning by just living. Like, maybe he just doesn't kill anymore. Like, maybe he just, the supernatural in him comes out, or he's not possessed, or whatever the hell you want to call it. But if they do that, that'd be so garbage. I'm telling you right now.
Well,
I don't see this movie ending the other way, man. For right now. I'm just, I don't know.
I feel like it's gonna be some weird fucking fake out bullshit.
For money, so they can. You think they're gonna leave it open so for the future when they want to make another movie, they'll have that, right?
What if like Michael died when the crowd jumped him?
Okay.
And then it's like some weird somebody took the mask bullshit, like in Friday the 13th Part 5.
That would be garbage.
That's what I have a feeling it's gonna be, some bullshit like that. But
what were some of the theories that you read? But
the theories that I read were mostly I told you they were all like stupid. None of them actually made any sense. It was the one where like Laurie's behind the mask or some bullshit, but that was more so like a troll.
Yeah, you did say that. Yeah.
There was one where was it Allison turns evil or something? There's one where Karen is Michael Myers.
It's not happening.
Yeah, that Karen didn't really die. She's Michael Myers or some bullshit because
she's dead. She's dead, people. She's dead. Karen's dead.
Yeah,
I wish they showed more of it, but she's absolutely dead.
I would find it strange if she actually survived that somehow.
No, she's dead. She's dead.
What about I mean, I like the original idea that they had for like one of the Halloween movies where he was like captured and they were gonna sentence him to death and he escaped or some bullshit.
But that already happened with the first one. He was captured for 40 years.
Yeah.
No, I want something that's realistic, something that I would believe, and something that's like not over the top. Like, I still want it to be a Halloween movie.
So here's what we know, right?
Yeah.
If I had to really, really predict, right? I'm going based off what we've seen so far, right? We saw the first movie, and I feel like the first movie. One of the things the reason I like the first movie so much is because it's its own thing. You don't really have to watch any other movie. You can just watch that movie, and it plays very well by itself. Halloween Kills. It introduced a lot of things, right? It introduced flashbacks. So I would expect another flashback, right? They tested the waters. They tested the waters with the first one, with the flashbacks in this movie. And I know it was just to show him being captured, but I feel like there's going to be more now. I feel like people like that. People like you really liked it.
I love it.
I'm not going to say that I didn't like it, but
I don't know why, but yeah.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I said I'm not going to say that I loved it, or that I liked it. But it's okay. I'm not saying that I'm not a huge fan, but I think it was bad. But so I think we're gonna get more flashbacks, and I think that's a safe bet. I'm thinking safe bets here in terms of my predictions. So don't be surprised when I'm like 100% on this one. Okay, I haven't seen any leaks.
Okay.
the bullies, right? The kids
The
that we saw,
Mulaney's. The
the
Mulaney's.
Mulaney's. We're
Yeah,
gonna see them again.
I see.
I
I
don't
think so too. Yeah.
I don't think there's no way that they introduce these characters for no reason.
And that
So
that might tie with the flashbacks.
exactly, that's what I
Yeah.
say. It might be their parents.
Yeah.
What else? What else you feel like it's a safe bet? Anything that you think could have happened in between certain
The
things?
house. The house. I feel like the house still plays a role.
Yes, the house does still play a role. Yeah, I'll give you that with the whole reflection thing, and that's where he
Yeah.
killed Karen.
Yeah.
I also think there's a reason that they cut off the alternate ending. I don't think they continue that. I don't think they show that.
Yeah.
The reason they cut that off is because it almost implies like something's going to continue right afterwards. I think that phone call never happened. I don't know how Lori finds out that Karen is dead, but it's not going to be based on that phone call.
Yeah.
Because that phone call would basically imply that she knows that Karen is dead because she called Karen.
Right.
I don't think that phone call ever happened, and that's why they deleted that scene. That's just an alternate ending. I can't really predict where he's been this entire time.
I feel like that's the toughest thing for me, man.
Yeah.
I have no idea where he went, where he's staying, which Airbnb. I don't know. I really don't know. I think you hit all those points and solid points. I told you flashbacks was definitely a must. I think I would like to see a lot more. That makes a lot of sense. And like you're right, the Mulaney's. But the story itself, like I don't know where it shifts. Like I really don't know what to expect with this one.
I just hope that they don't like rehash anything from the other movies, right? So one of the reasons why I don't like the whole thing of like somebody else wearing the mask is because Ram Zombie already did that and it was really bad. And then you also have like, Halloween 4, Jamie turning evil. Yeah, I don't know. I do think it's also a safe bet to say this is going to go back to more so the vibes of the 2018 movie. The one that I enjoyed more.
It's gonna be.
It's not gonna just. It's gonna be less kills than there were in Halloween Kills. That's for sure. And I think it's gonna be more so him stalking people.
I'm okay with that. Because I'm expecting that. Halloween Kills, like I said, it's kills. But I don't know. I hope they do it right. I do feel like we're not gonna see another Halloween movie for a long time. Prove me wrong. That's fine. But I definitely don't think we're gonna see Jamie Lee Curtis anymore. And I'm sad about that. I'll be honest with you. I'm sad about that. I think she's great.
As much as I love her, I think she's done enough with the franchise, right? Like
yeah, absolutely.
What more can you expect?
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's what our thoughts are on Halloween Kills. Ends. I'm sorry. Let us know what you guys think, and we'd love to share it again. So if you have something great, let me know.
Well, I did see something where it said like the real title is Halloween Never Ends.
Nah, that can't happen. The title's the title. Such a sick theme. All right.
I can't wait for that pumpkin intro though. If they replay this movie in a theater, maybe we'll rewatch it again. I want to watch the original one in the theater. I never got.
I would love to. Yeah, watch it every year anyway, so might as well.
Maybe I'll rewatch Kills before we watch Ants again.
Watch it again with me, so I can tell you why you're wrong.
Okay, we're gonna set this up. I hope you have a nice home theater in your house.
I got you. I got a nice sound.
I want Dolby Atmos sound and Dolby Vision and everything.
I got you. I got all of it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is our end of our segment. Moving on real quick, there is a Q&A segment. Are you ready, Tom?
I'm ready.
It's very, very quick because to fault of for me is my fault. I kind of posted this segment a little bit late. I asked anyone if you have any questions, let me know. So I promise I will, for next week's episode, I'll give you more time. But we're going to start off quick with an Instagram follower, an Instagram question. This comes from a Swedish horror nerd. He asks, which state are you in? Where do you reside?
So we're actually right next to each other, but believe it or not, guys, we are not in the same state.
No.
We are in two separate states.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead and start.
Yeah, I used to reside in Brooklyn, New York. I don't anymore. I lived there almost my whole life for like 23 years. And now I reside somewhere in Jersey.
Yep, same thing. So I am actually in Manhattan. So I'm actually in New York, neighbor to Jersey over here.
Okay. Yeah, he's not too far from me. Yeah.
That's how we sometimes watch movies together.
Right. Next question comes from argent.vv on Instagram, and he asks, "What's your favorite horror movie?"
So this is one we've discussed, but it always changes. Or does it really? Right? We have one that we have in common, and I feel like we should probably not give this particular movie. Obviously, my favorite of all time is going to be Halloween 1978. We were just talking about Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
Mr.S has the same opinion here, but let's try to give another one, right?
Okay.
What would you say is your number 2?
Number 2 favorite horror movie?
Damn, I feel like my second answer is such of like.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'm trying to cater to what's happening right now. But continue.
I'd probably say Scream.
Yep, that's crazy. That's. I was gonna say Scream, but it's just like it feels like it feels like a cop out answer because
I feel like those shouldn't count.
Yeah,
I feel like major movies shouldn't count.
All right, so no major movie.
No major movies. Okay, so we got Halloween and we got Scream, but like that's like, that. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna give you a different answer. Horror movie. No major.
I got mine.
Major movie. Damn. No major movie.
Well, this is a major movie, but a lot of people don't really classify it as horror, but I classify it as horror, because it does have a serial killer in it. Have you ever seen the movie Seven?
Oh, with Kevin Spacey and Brad Pitt. Yeah, absolutely.
Now
no, that's not real. Okay, fine.
It's in that horror.
Fine. It can be. It can be.
It's
more
I don't
action.
Know if it classifies
more action
it
thriller.
It doesn't classify. Yeah, it's a mystery.
What's the
thriller.
fucking box?
Yeah, what's in the box? I love that movie, man. I don't know. I feel like it does have horror elements. He fucking killed a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
All right, fine. So if we're not doing Seven, I keep on thinking, shit, I could turn around and just look at the movies that I have on my wall.
Fuck it, Child's Play. Does that count?
Yeah. I guess that could count.
Child's Play. I'm gonna stick with Child's Play because
if you're doing that, then I'm probably gonna say a Nightmare on Elm Street, the original Nightmare.
Yeah, but that's a major franchise.
All right, fine. No major franchise then.
Yeah.
Well, then I also. Shit, this is another one. All right. You know what? I was gonna say no. This doesn't. I can't think of anything that's not a major franchise that I really liked.
It's a movie. It doesn't have to be a franchise. It could be just a movie.
I know that's not. I'm saying that's not a major. Like that didn't eventually get another sequel.
It could be Texas.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 2003 version of Texas Chainsaw. I actually really enjoyed it, even though I know it's not an amazing movie. It meant a lot to me because of when I saw it. So I would say Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 with Jessica Biel is probably one of my favorite horror movies.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can talk about that really stands out when it comes to horror movies. Anything you can think of?
I mean, we have When a Stranger Calls. We have One Missed Call. We have what you call it?
Yeah, but something that you would say is like a movie that you really
like.
I
have one. I don't think a lot of people have watched it, and it's based on a true story, which makes it even more eerie for me. It's called The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Oh, I've never seen that movie.
Yo, that's a interesting movie. And the remake too. The remake is not all great, to be honest with you. Not even the remake. It's like a sequel to like the first one. It's not bad. I mean, I don't know. The Town That Dreaded Sundown or The Zodiac Killer. Kind of the same premise, almost. Yeah. But well, any of those movies. I have a question for you. Actually,
does the Silence of the Lambs count? Because that's like
that counts. That counts.
All right, then I'm gonna give you the Silence of the Lambs.
Okay, Silence of the Lambs.
That's technically pretty huge, but
yeah. I have a question for you. Ready?
Sure.
I saw this online and I thought it was pretty cool. If you were to be a character in a horror movie, what movie would it be in, and what character would you be?
I think that this is pretty obvious for me. If you know me, you know exactly how it would be. Who do you think I would be? How about that? I feel like you should know. You should know the answer to this question.
You would be sitting right alongside Tommy, with the bat, trying to get, evil dies tonight. I think that's perfect fit for you.
Oh my God, you're I would be Stu, and I would be killing people in Scream. That's who I would be.
That's my answer. That is my answer. You cannot. Okay? How about this? I would not be Stu.
Me. Now I feel like I would be. I'm better at Stu than you are.
What?
Yes. No, not at playing the character. I am more so. Okay, fine. I play a better serial killer than you. How about that?
Yo, Yo,
You don't think so? Do you
bro,
think?
Look,
I feel like okay.
if there was a character reveal scene, I would have been so fucked up. Like I would be so twisted.
Oh no. So here's the thing. Here's what I mean. And
you wouldn't be detected.
Wait.
You wouldn't be noticed.
No. Actually, the opposite. Actually, the opposite. So hear me out. We can even test this. Anybody who actually knows you and knows me. For example, we just had our guest, a few episodes ago, Jarrell Blue. We can actually ask him, who is most likely to be a serial killer between you and I? And I feel like if we go to mutual friends, I would be the first suspect. Everybody would say he's a serial killer. They would point all their fingers at me and say it was him. I would be it might work in my favor if I was actually the killer, but I feel like everybody would suspect me as the killer. Which
why do they think they would suspect you? I'm curious.
I don't know.
It's the way it is.
I'm weird. I'm creepy. I guess I don't know. I'm weird.
No,
I don't know. You can ask anybody who knows.
Okay,
both of us.
I see. Okay, from that context. Okay, fine. What I just meant was, you know me. I like to act here and there. I just I think if I was giving. Like, if I was reading a script and I was in a Scream movie, I would love to be the character reveal. Like, I would love to go crazy. Like, how Stu, get up!
Yeah, so in that aspect, it would make sense. I would be Billy because I would definitely be the one to kill you.
Guy, bro.
Technically, Sydney killed him, but I would definitely stab you a few times. So,
yo, that's so funny, man. That's so funny. But all right, I'm so glad our answers line up. Scream was it? Scream 6, maybe 7. If you need a duo, right here, feel me right here.
It wouldn't be completely obvious.
Yeah, it wouldn't be completely obvious. But yeah, that ends the short Q&A real quick. We'll post more questions next week. We'll just keep on the lookout for that.
That's actually a really good question.
Yeah, right. I was like, let me just ask him. But whatever. Moving on to our final segment of the episode.
Are we doing it?
Horror trivia. That was horrible. Ladies and gentlemen, this week I will be interviewing or questioning Tom Cruz. Why are you holding out like you're holding it out like dollar bills over there? Get that money, honey. No.
I'm here showing off the cards. I'm the one answering the questions. Great.
Okay. Everyone, you know the rules. Ask a couple of questions, random. If you can easily participate. Test yourself too. And if you got some right, let us know. Okay?
Cool.
So are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
Shuffling. Horrible shuffles.
I feel like we're going to have to get more cards.
Yeah, I feel like I got to find a deck. All right. Which franchise has the most sequels? Hellraiser or Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th.
Easy.
Hellraiser has a lot. Hellraiser has like 9 or 10, no? At this point.
Friday the 13th has mad.
No, Friday the 13th has 12.
Nah.
I think they stopped at the 13th movie. Their next movie would be officially the 13th movie, if I'm not mistaken. This is off the top of my head.
What 1981 film is about a group of teenage friends trapped in a carnival funhouse with a freakish maniac?
Carnival Funhouse. If I haven't seen this, I should definitely watch this. I don't know off the top of my head. 1981, trapped in a funhouse. What is this?
That is the funhouse.
Oh, the Funhouse.
Yeah. I
know what movie this is too. I actually have the picture.
Did they do a remake of this, or they have a lot of movies that are similar to this?
Yes. I have the cover on right in the front of my head, but I actually never seen this movie. But I know what movie it is.
Interesting. All right, this one should be easy, or ish. The 1972 version of The Last House on the Left was the directorial debut for which director?
The Last House on the Left? I actually don't know. Who directed this?
It's a famous director. We just talked about his movies.
John Carpenter?
Try again.
Sam Raimi? No, who did we just talk about?
Scream.
Wes Craven? This is Wes Craven. Oh, this is a Wes Craven movie.
This is Wes Craven. Yep.
I forget. There's so many.
I'm telling you, with these questions, you know what it is? It's like you know them, but like when you ask them, like you're kind of not thinking there. You're thinking of something else. It's like, whoa.
It's just that there's so many of these movies. When it comes to I'm always confusing John Carpenter movies, Stephen King movies, Wes Craven movies. There's so many of them, especially fucking Stephen King movies, and even John Carpenter. Who did The Thing? That was John Carpenter, right?
Yeah, I think that was John Carpenter as well. Yes.
Yeah, there's so many of these, especially in the '80s. We gotta go back and watch all of these too. How did I not know this?
Jeez. That's okay, Yagwe. Who, who directed the 2003 slasher film House of a Thousand Corpses? You know this one.
Yeah, this is Rob Zombie.
Yes, sir.
I actually really like this one.
And the question on top of it is actually very easy. If you don't know this one, I'm not doing this podcast ever with you ever again.
Okay.
Who directed the original 1978 version of Halloween?
Tom Cruise.
Imagine.
John Carpenter. Okay.
Questions are these?
This is just, they're just asking us about our movies.
Okay. It's horrible. Who was born at 6 a.m. on the 6th day of the 6th month?
Is this Damon, the son of the devil? I don't know.
Yes, sir. Damien Thorne.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, The Omen. They should do more of those.
Yo, do you know what's crazy? Okay, this is a good question. Which franchise has the most sequels? Saw or Children of the Corn?
Saw.
No, it's actually Children of the Corn, and this is why I said this is crazy.
Is this present day, considering we have Spiral and Jigsaw? This might be before both of those.
That's a great question, actually. But regardless, I know the Children of the Corn has mad movies. I saw like 2, but I haven't seen all of them. I
don't have that many. I know that there's
me neither.
at least
I wasn't
4.
aware. Yeah,
I know that there were at least 4. Because I remember Children of the Corn 4. But Saw has like 10 movies, so that means they have to have like 10 movies. It's ridiculous. I did not know that.
What creature is the focus of the 2018 movie Meg?
The Megalodon.
Yes, sir.
The big shark. They're making a part 2, and I think Jason Statham is coming back. I am excited. I'm a big Jason Statham fan, and I also like sharks. Anything sharks, guys, tag me on anything sharks. I'm excited.
Sharknado.
Tell me what's your favorite shark movie, except Sharknado. I don't want to watch it. I'm good.
Jaws, Deep Blue Sea, Meg.
He's giving me the easy answers, guys.
Those are the best ones. You asked for the best ones.
Actually, give me creature features. Give me, what's the name of the movie? Is it Crawl? That crocodile movie that came out not too long ago. Obviously we have Anaconda.
I was about to say Anaconda.
We should do more snake movies, more crocodile movies.
Yeah.
I love those movies, man.
Okay, these questions are weird.
Give me.
Okay, you ready for this one?
Yes.
Jack Nicholson stars as a werewolf.
Shining. Oh no, you said werewolf.
Okay, Jack Nicholson stars. Lose my train of thought. Jack Nicholson stars as a werewolf in what 1994 movie?
1994?
Yeah.
This is the year I was born, in case anybody didn't know. Hint?
It's in the question.
What?
That's
the
your
werewolf. The werewolf.
The wolf.
Wolf.
Last question. I think this is a funny question because of what you just said. What 1981 sequel is the feature film directorial debut of James Cameron? Give you a hint. It involves the water, the sea, something in it.
James Cameron, horror in the sea. Another hint?
There's many of them.
Piranha?
Yes. Piranha 2. The Spawning.
Yeah, that whole movie was just meant to rip off Jaws.
Yeah, of course. I mean, listen, anything you can make a horror movie out of, why not do it? Especially when you had the license to do so back then.
Yeah.
But that wraps up our horror trivia, and we'll wrap up our show as well. We are Well That's Horrific, podcast about anything and everything horror. Please follow us on Instagram at Well That's Horrific.
Twitter. And follow us on Twitter at That's Horrific. And also TikTok at Well That's Horrific as well.
Yes. Thank you for so much support that you guys have been doing. We'll be posting more stuff. I see you guys are more engaged. We're having more viewers and subscribers and all that, and we really, really appreciate everything. Without that, we're not here, Yep. So again, please follow us, because if you don't,
well, that's horrific.
Peace.